There was oil on track. My car spun. I got hit. Completely nose damage. Had to come in, retire from that race.
I just had a scoring podium and then breaking his trophy. Exactly. And then Leclerc, going out of the race, Lando Norris's
With
engine
Kimmy,
failure.
yeah. Second lap pe, a car got set on fire. I mean, Need for Speed was like my first introduction towards like cars, and one of the drivers passed away. मैं नहीं कर सकती. Be a little bit more wilder, honestly. इतने सारे आदमियों में तुम अकेली रह के क्या करोगी?
Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome to the Pride of Pakistan series powered by ETL Online जहाँ पर हम ऐसे लोगों को इंटरव्यू कर रहे हैं जो पाकिस्तान का दुनिया भर में नाम रोशन कर रहे हैं bold fearless people जो हमें आप लोगों को इंस्पायरिंग स्टोरीज देंगे और आज भी हमारे साथ एक ऐसी क्लिनिकल रिसर्चर हैं जिनकी लिमिटेशंस सिर्फ लेबोरेटरी तक नहीं है बल्कि वो पाकिस्तान की पहली फीमेल फार्मूला 4 रेसर हैं ट्रैक पर अपना पैशन और स्पीड दोनों लेकर आती हैं आज हम मिलते हैं डॉक्टर अर्शिया अख्तर से और सुनते हैं उनसे उनकी कहानी फ्रॉम रिसर्च सेंटर्स टू हॉल्स टू रेसिंग सर्किट्स सो बकल अप एवरीबॉडी क्योंकि ये रोड बहुत एक्साइटिंग होने वाली है अस्सलाम वालेकुम मैम अर्शिया कैसी हैं आप
मैं ठीक हूँ, कैसे हो?
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह सो लेट्स ट्राई टू नो यू अ बिट टेक अस टू योर ओन वर्ल्ड और हमें बताएं कि डॉक्टर अर्शिया अख्तर एज अ पर्सन कौन है
I think कि मेरे friends, right? उनसे कि I'm just like somebody जो बहुत driven है and जिसको मतलब अगर मैंने सोच लिया कि कुछ करना है तो फिर मुझे किसी ना किसी तरह से वो करना है, right? Regardless जितनी भी मुश्किलें आ जाए तो I think थोड़ी सी like crazy is what they define me as well. मगर yeah. And an animal lover. I absolutely believe in like rescuing animals. So I don't know कि जो लोग मुझे follow करते हैं उन्होंने देखा होगा मगर अब मैं 5 dogs की लिमिट में पहुंच गई हूँ तो
माशाल्लाह I have also checked that you're a fur mom.
yes.
Past questions आपने mention किया है कि आप you're a fur mom and you have some dogs I believe.
And a cat.
And a cat also. That's great.
जी.
So we'll move on to our next question.
Assalamu alaikum, ma'am Arshia. I have a question
Oh,
for you. You mentioned that you're of course a fur mom, and Ms. Hamna's introduction mentioned that you're a clinical researcher as well as Pakistan's first and only formula driver. I believe a person is a collection of spectacles, experiences gained, and memories made. So my question is, how did your early experiences or your education drive you to this? What experiences outside the track prepared you for Formula and the racer that you are today?
So I think that is actually a really good question to kind of give you towards the insight. I come from a family of people who just never give up, right? Like I've seen both my parents are self-made. I've seen them struggle and never give up and continue and like keep building themselves up, right? Like that's first and foremost. The house environment, right, where you come from matters a lot. And then secondly, why, like, a lot of people ask me like, oh, why cancer research? So early on, I've seen my brother go through cancer. I've had other family members pass away through cancer. So that is my motivation behind cancer research, right? Like, which is why I'm so dedicated to it. And I understand the importance of it like firsthand. Baki, in terms of how did all this lead up to me being a race car driver, my mom says this, और मैं खुद भी अब तो ये कहना start हो गई हूँ कि I'm perfectly capable of making bad decisions by myself. मुझे external motivations की जरूरत नहीं होती. कभी-कभी, I see things on TV or like whatever, I'm like, ये भी करके try करना, like कुछ ना कुछ करते रहना है. So I've always been very adrenaline driven. I do a lot of other sports activities outside of this, which are speed driven. तो उसके साथ साथ I think racing was a matter of कब, not if it was going to happen. It was just coming along.
अच्छा, so मैंने एक पोस्ट भी देखी थी आपकी by some other Instagram account, the overseas Pakistani, and they mentioned कि आपकी racing का जो love है that came from video games. Is that true?
Yes. Yes, I mean, Need for Speed was like my first introduction towards like cars. और मैं अपने भाइयों के साथ like दिन रात खेला करती थी. And then I used to do karting as well when I was younger. But you know, as you grow older in a society जहाँ पे उस वक्त it wasn't common for females to be on track. So, you know, as you know, you're developing, people, you know, start commenting and it becomes weird, right? So I had to take a step back. Magar when I came to like US, I was able to like push it back further. Magar it's really, really nice to see कि अब Saudi Arabia कितनी strongly push kar rahe, you know, for all this. Now they have their F1 track, so craziness.
You mentioned Need for Speed, right? So I'm going to stop you right there.
Yes.
Number one, kaun se Need for Speed? There are a lot. And number two, why just Need for Speed? Why not any other game?
Well, honestly, why Need for Speed वो इसलिए था क्योंकि मेरे consoles were owned by my brothers. So I didn't have much say in it. It was like whatever they were playing, okay, but I have to be involved. Kind of scene. And I think when was it? It was I think okay, I'm gonna like be showing my age right now. But I think it was like Need for Speed 2 or 3. It was like an older one. Like it was at the very start of it. It had that the Snoop Dogg song in it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The two. It could be the two.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I think it's
Zabardast,
it had the it plays in my head, but I'm forgetting the song name.
Thank you so much for sharing
So-
that. Moving on.
So the next question is related to the previous discussion, previous things that we said. It is that when you stepped into a male-dominated sport, like what were the first hurdles you faced and how you turned them into your stepping stones? Like for a girl, I want to hear this story very, 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 very much. So I would like your answer on this question.
So I'll begin with this, right? I'll begin with this कि me as a person, मैंने कभी ये नहीं सोचा कि ओ ये लड़के ये कर रहे हैं, ये भाई ये कर रहे हैं, कुछ भी ऐसा हो रहा है तो मैं नहीं कर सकती, you know? And I think this was like fed to me early on, like as a child, कि ये सब भी अगर ये कर रहे हैं, ये गिर रहे हैं और ये नहीं रो रहे तो तुम भी गिर के नहीं रो. You know? It was like always that
Yeah.
mindset. So I think this needs to start with yourself, right? कि
Yeah.
if I understand कि there are anatomical differences, and especially हमारी society has created इतनी सारी hurdles, which are again अगर हमें move forward करना है और अगर हमें ये चीजें normalize करनी है तो हमें पहले अपने आप से normalize करना पड़ेगा, right? To me, it was never a male-dominated sport, and part of the reason why I like racing so much is I'm not competing another guy, another, you know, male, female, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm competing another helmet and another car, right? So it's car versus car, helmet versus helmet. So it's very neutral. Right? जब तक helmet नहीं निकलता तब तक पता तो नहीं होता है कि कौन क्या है. So, which is part of the reason. And I think that is the mentality that we as females unfortunately have to take, even though we face much bigger systematic hurdles, right? Because those are not just one, like ek taraf ya dusri taraf, those are existent throughout our society. It starts from the day we are born to hamari schooling, to hamari sports, to the level of burden puri society ko raise karna falls on a female for some weird reason, and yet we are not allowed opportunities to fully develop ourselves, right? Which is pretty like
Unfair.
counterproductive. Yeah, exactly. Again, if you want, I always say this, and I'm very, very for this. If you want an educated society, it starts with an educated mother. So if you're going to create problems for females and then expect a great society out of them, that's not going to happen. So I think, honestly, unfortunately to say, that you have to internalize it and be like, अगर दुनिया में और कोई कुछ कर सकता है ना तो फिर मैं भी कर सकती, कोई मसला नहीं.
डेफिनेटली और आई बिलीव कि ये वैल्यूज आपके पेरेंट्स से आई सो यू मेंशन्ड कि आपके पेरेंट्स कहते थे कि अगर भाई कुछ कर रहे हैं आप नहीं कर सकते तो ऐसा तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं है सो डिड यू फेस एनी स्टेरियोटाइप्स अदर देन योर पेरेंट्स
100%. I do to this day. Even and sometimes it's true, right? Sometimes like I do believe this. I'll start with the truth, right? There are times biologically we can be physically less strong than males, but it doesn't mean that we can't develop up to that strength. It's a matter of yes, कुछ parts में हमें ज़्यादा work करना होता है, कुछ parts में guys have to work more. Like we have less physical strength most of the time comparative to a male of a similar build. Magar, we have more neural connections, so we can make those decisions faster, right? So everybody have their own things that they have to develop on. Magar, I've felt this, I've faced this to be honest, where मैंने अगर कार मैं लाइक अपनी रेस कार से आई हूँ तो और किसी से क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछा जाएगा मगर मुझसे जरूर पूछा जाएगा कि ओ थक तो नहीं गई ये तो नहीं हो गया परेशान तो नहीं होगी लाइक यू नो इवन दो आई हैव ड्राइवर्स जो मेरे से कंपैरेटिवली स्लो जा रहे थे तो अगर मैं क्यों थकूंगी अगर वो लोग नहीं थक गए so it's not coming from a place of malice harakat मगर it's there. Yeah, 3 weeks ago, I went to a karting track with some of my friends. It was a new track. And हर किसी को एक लेक्चर सुनने को मिला, जो आपको कार्टिंग ट्रैक पे सुनने को मिलते हैं, ठीक है? मुझे he went over with me twice. I was like, ठीक है, मुझे पता, मुझे समझ आ गई है, मगर he didn't, accept it. Then I went on the track. So this was the track, that I went to first time, and I was 1.2 seconds off the track record when I came off. So he came up to me, the manager for the track, and he goes like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I had some preconceived notions. I didn't realize that you could, do karting." And I was like, "Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that." So you face these little things here and there, but that's why we push it, right? To keep breaking them.
Definitely, we'll push it through and we'll secure our place in the society soon.
Exactly, and we keep that space.
Inshallah.
You create them and you
own
keep
that
it.
space.
Yes.
Space. That brings us to our next question.
Yes, my next question is very exciting. And it actually aligns with yesterday's race at Zandvoort. So I know, ma'am, you must have seen what happened over there, right? It was chaos. Isaac Hajar scoring podium. Isaac Hajar scoring podium and then breaking his trophy.
Albin coming down from 15. Yep.
Exactly. And then Leclerc, going out of the race, Lando Norris says
with
engine
Kimi,
failure.
Yep.
Right? So all of this pressure, this constant pressure to perform and in fact overperform, what is like for you? Like what's your most powerful source of motivation? क्या आपका इंजन चलाता रहता है? वो क्या ऐसी चीज है that keeps you going?
The mentality that you cannot give up. Like if I give up, right? The thing with racing, the term that we use is that racing world has very short memory, right? If I were to ask you, अगर आप मुझे, not you necessarily, you might know, मगर अगर if I say कि if you could list me the entire grid, ठीक है, from 12 years ago, you won't be able to name everybody, you'll be forgetting a lot of people, and there's a reason, right? Which is that you have to keep being memorable, you have to keep existing, and you have to keep pushing to stand out. So that is one thing, right? That's an external pressure which also drives yes, I have to keep continuing. And second thing is I believe we need representation. By we, I mean anybody who looks like me, anybody who's faced similar circumstances as me, and not just your racing world, right? There are a lot of things in life that happen that yes, you can give up, but is that the best choice for you? So that's the decision that you have to keep making. So yeah, that's what I live with. Like I believe I have my short-term goals. That's how I set up so I don't get overwhelmed. And every time I check that short-term goal, I built another short-term goal. but that's how I keep like pushing and driving myself internally.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल
That
जबरदस्त
is awesome. Never giving up is always pushing us through the path of success.
Yeah, and it's not easy, right? Like मैं ये नहीं कह रही कि ओ मैं ट्रैक से निकलती हूँ मैं बहुत खुश होती हूँ हर दफा. There've been things, right? Like I've cried, you know, there have been incidences, there have been problems, like my car has broken down, I've been hit, I've hit somebody, I've hit the wall, you know, दुनिया में जो ना होता होता. And then we are in an extreme sport, right? We have people who pass away on track with us. Really good drivers have passed away, and you continue, right? Because this is what you've committed to.
Yep. So as there is a quote by C.S. Lewis as well, that hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny. So
Yes, exactly.
with that, let's move towards the next question. कि मुश्किलात हर इंसान की जिंदगी का एक पार्ट होती हैं, एक ऐसा पार्ट होती है which we cannot skip. So as a racer, tell us a story that you faced some really tough days. There were days that you did not want to move forward, but you found the drive to keep going. And what was the thing that motivated you? So we are eager to hear about that story.
Well, pretty recent. I had a 4-race weekend, so it was a really intense weekend, and I expected to be on podium for at least 3 out of those 4 races, just given their qualifying time, right? Like I was like, if I can get there, I'll maintain it. So race 1 happens, and meri car ka back cover comes off, and that means I had to pull into pits and then go back. That would put me down by 1 lap. I go out, and now as I go out, in front of me 2 cars spin. Okay, so I had to like back off to avoid them because they both did a synchronized spin pure track पर at a kink, so like in the middle of the turn I had to back out, and that led me to losing more time, right? Uske baad I do 1 lap, 2nd lap pe a car got set on fire, so the race ended. And I was like, okay, no podium for this race, everybody's safe, you know, next race, right? Next race, I qualify sab kuch. Now I'm again, you know, ready to fight for that podium. Lap 2, there was oil on track, my car spun, I got hit, completely nose damage, had to come in, retire from that race. And now I'm like, I was supposed to be having 3 podiums this weekend, and now I'm down to 2 races, completely unsuccessful, right? Third race we go out, and we're taking laps, right? All of that. And then we had this major accident on the track, and one of the drivers passed away during that race. So, and this is somebody I've known for over a year, right? So it was a lot, right? And obviously there was nothing more left for the weekend. Now we had to take decisions, which again, like we don't normally think about it, magar to get back into your race car, right? To watch somebody pass away, that you know, magar, and to keep pushing and to keep like motivating. Okay, I know that's a reality, and now I have to be back on track, and you know, to keep pushing for that. It's a lot, and you have to convince yourself mentally. And the way I did it is, I knew first and foremost that person died doing whatever he loved, right? Like he died in his happy place. That is one thing. And then for everything else, as a race car driver, you are ready. Like if you look at it, we have itna safety gear because we know all of those things can happen, right? Like just to give you examples, over the race weekend, somebody got set on fire, like their car was like fully, you know, on fire. A hit like right into my nose, right? The other 2 cars crashing. So those things happen. You go in with the mentality, okay, you prepare for the worst, and then you take with whatever you get and you move on, right? You have to keep looking forward and you have to keep moving forward. So I think that's if you don't take that mentality, you cannot keep continuing being on track. Like that's the bitter reality, of this sport. Yeah, honestly, with life, right? We have people who are really close to us, who pass away. We lose a lot of opportunities life mein, magar you cannot just stop right there.
That was very profound. That brings us
Uh,
to our next question.
I'm sorry, I hope I'm not like trauma dumping
no,
on
no,
you
no.
all.
I'll try to, I'll try to put this into perspective for our viewers before our next question. The story that you shared, although sad and although traumatic for you even, this tells us a lot about the sport actually, and as you mentioned, हमारी जिंदगी कि हमारे पास आसपास लोग हैं, they're in good conditions and bad both, but we have to continue, we have to move on. Formula racing मैंने to be very honest start ही F1 से की थी because I'm a viewer, right? मतलब मैंने देखना तो मैंने best of the best चीज देखनी है, Max
Yes.
Verstappen and Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri, right? तो वहाँ
Yes.
से मैंने start किया, and this viewership, this exciting and fun sport that started a few months ago, ये start तो तेज रफ्तार गाड़ियों से हुई थी. गाड़ियाँ जो 190 miles per hour या 320 kilometers per hour की speed पे, they're taking turns, they're moving, 9G forces, 10G forces, and all of that braking stuff, right?
Yeah,
But इसके
and it's not
अलावा
all bad. It's very freeing.
exactly, it's freeing, the adrenaline, the rush, and all that. और इसके अलावा the technology that goes into each car, all of that
Exactly.
led to one thing and then to another. और फिर मुझे पता चला कि Google भी sponsor करता है F1 को, Android भी sponsor करता है. We have GitKraken who's sponsoring, we have IBM who's sponsoring, all these tech words coming from a software engineering background. I just immediately loved it. But then एक रेस देखी, दूसरी रेस देखी, तीसरी रेस देखी, Ferrari के हालात देखे, Hamilton के हालात देखे, all that depression, right? And I realized कि यार ये सिर्फ एक sport नहीं है. And just like every sport, like football or cricket, we have emotions attached. And emotions जो कि एक सेकंड से भी, बल्कि एक सेकंड तो बहुत आगे है, एक
It's a
सेकंड के
nanosecond
हजारवें
sport.
पार्ट, एग्जैक्टली अ नैनोसेकंड स्पोर्ट. एक सेकंड के हजारवें पार्ट में आपको कुछ डिसाइड करना है, और एंड इट्स लाइक faster than a blink of an eye. All those decisions, all those emotions, that actually trains you for life, if not best.
It really
अगर
does.
कोई एक स्पोर्ट है जो आपको जिंदगी के लिए तैयार कर सकती है, I believe that's formula.
No, for real. I'd say racing has given me this mindset, right? And we all deal with depression, we all deal with anxiety. Obviously, towards a taboo in our society to speak about as well. But it's true, right? We all go through phases, we all face hardships, and truly, being on a racetrack is calming. It gives me mental freedom. I can be present in the moment where I'm at. Magar outside of that, it gives you that mindset, right? Where it's like, okay, things are going to happen. I have to be solution oriented. I have to figure out an escape path. I have to figure out a solution while, internalizing, you're dealing with all the things that you're going through. And like I said, there have been times where I've cried. There have been times other people have cried. We all, been angry, and it's okay to have all those emotions as long as you still are focused on finding a solution for your problems.
So हमने एक emotional perspective तो देख लिया, and I think sort of a negative emotional perspective, थोड़ा सा depressing. But let's move on to the positive part. Tell us an experience जो कि आपके लिए बहुत thrilling रहा हो and you thoroughly enjoyed that moment.
So I'll be a little bit biased इस तरफ से, मगर I would say कि being on track, I know that I said all my sob story 10 minutes पहले, मगर being on track is my happy place, right? And there have been funny times, there have been confusing times. You witness it all. Magar just when you're on track and puri dunya ki noises come down, they're quiet, and you're in that moment and you're making decisions in that moment, truly being present. I think given how our lives are and how interconnected we all are, which is again not a bad thing, but again a lot of noise, right? You're listening to people, you're on your phone, a lot of things are going on. That calmness that you experience it's addictive. I think that is what's addictive for me, where it's truly calm, it's truly happy, I'm in control, and I can take those decisions.
That was awesome. We'll move on to our next question with this.
Acha, next question. This is fairly a naive one, but it's important. So you have seen the memes, like Instagram scroll करते हैं अक्सर हमारे पास memes आते हैं Facebook वगैरह पे, मीडिया पे, और meme क्या होता है कि if I go back to my younger self, like if I time travel और मैं वापस अपने like 10-year-old self से मिलूंगा या मिलूंगी, तो मैं उसको क्या कहूँगा? Continue or quit? Right? It's a meme.
Yeah.
So what about you? If you go back in time and you meet your younger self, आप उनसे क्या बात कहेंगे?
I would say be a little bit more wilder, honestly. Like, I know it sounds bad when my parents will watch this, they'll be like, iski baat kisi ko nahi sunni chahiye. Because that's what I truly say. Because just like all of us, right? I've dealt with mere neighbor ki dadi kya kahengi, and ye banda kya kahega and wo banda kya kahega. There's something that I've learned personally is that as long as you're able to achieve results, right, and show people what you're pushing for is worth it, people get behind you. So I think there are a lot of times where I hesitated based on puri duniya kya kahegi, and I could have done a lot of things earlier and honestly been better by now if I had kept pushing. So I'd say that, I'd be like, be a little more crazy, be a little bit more wild, and keep pushing, like just break those limits.
Definitely, we should always challenge our limits and be the better version of ourselves.
Yes.
Yes, as they say, अक्सर एक कहा जाता है ना, एक बात कही जाती है कि be the change you wish to see in the world. So
exactly.
keeping the same thought in our mind, what would be your advice? कि मतलब कोई भी young लड़की है and she wants, she dreams of being in some motorsport or some field in which there are a lesser number of females. So what would be the advice you would like to give to her?
Something that I've heard, Warda, right, is a very common comment from our society कि इतने सारे आदमियों में अकेली रह के क्या करोगी? That's a very common comment that, I mean, मैं US में भी ये सुन चुकी हूँ, Saudi में भी सुन चुकी हूँ, Pakistan में भी सुन चुकी हूँ. So this is like an international, consistent something. Yeah, exactly. A global problem, right, that we face. I would say you need to pick your battles, right? To me, the people that I need to convince the most, right, are the people that I care about, right? That will include my parents, my siblings, right? As long as they're there and they can, they're willing to support me. Yeah, they're willing to at least give me a chance to prove myself to them. And that takes a lot of work, right? Like, आपको उनको 1000 चीजें समझानी पड़ती हैं, or 1000 different battles, that you have to go through. But again, it's to pick up, right? आप किसी को खुश नहीं कर सकते, आप हर किसी को खुश नहीं कर सकते हो. किसने मुझे कहा था? My sister used to say this, कि आप हर किसी को खुश नहीं कर सकते, you're not biryani. And then even with biryani, right, people have problems कि आलू के साथ हो, आलू के साथ नहीं हो, ये हो, वो, तो you cannot, like, seriously, you cannot. So pick your battles. Care about people who actually matter, right? Unke opinions. And when they care about you, especially with your family, and they see aapka passion and they can see the reason, obviously there are extreme examples, but if they are able to see the reason and you can prove results, I think that is all that matters. Like, baki, at the end of the day, you have one life to live as well, right? मतलब हर किसी ने एक ही जिंदगी जीनी है और आपने भी एक ही जिंदगी जीनी है. अगर आप हर किसी के लिए अपने ख्वाब हर चीज छोड़ते रहोगे, तो on your deathbed, you're just gonna lay with a lot of what ifs, right? And that's not worth anything.
Yeah, exactly. Well said. So over to you, Hamna.
Yeah, so that brings us to the last question. So when people remember you from years now, हमने past की बात कर ली, अब हम future की बात करते हैं कि after some years, maybe 10 or 12 years later, when people remember you, how would you want your story to be told? सिर्फ एक racer की तरह नहीं, but more as a person.
Again, I would say that there's one thing, right, that I want to be remembered as. It's somebody who, actually two things. It's somebody that did whatever she wanted, right? I truly do that. I go out, I take risks, sometimes towards unnecessary and sometimes, not warranted. Magar at least at the end of the day, मुझे पता होता है कि जो मैंने सोचा था मैंने करके देख लिया है, and then I own up, right, if there is a problem. So I want to be remembered as somebody who just went and lived her life. That's a personal part for me, right? Magar in terms of my legacy, I just want to be there for people in a way where I can make their path smoother, right? There isn't a point of being a first Pakistani female if there isn't going to be a second one or third one. Like agar podium full nahi hai to main akeli khadi hoke kya karungi. So this is how I genuinely view it, and that is how I view it in a lot of different lives. Like in every part of life is how I view that as. Yeah, I just want to be remembered as somebody who enabled other people to kind of dream and was able to help, them out. Other than that, I don't care about being remembered more than that, actually.
But I'm sure people are going to remember you, and from all your interviews, I hope young girls get inspired by you. It was awesome having this interview with you, a chit chat. It was, you're a very wholesome person. And yes,
thank you.
Go on, say something that we think you.
Bilkul. I want to say not just young girls, Hamna. To be very honest, I have to ask this question from you, Ma'am Arshia, but Verstappen se zyada your story has inspired me. Being from the same roots, I'm a Pakistani, you're a Pakistani, right?
Exactly.
So it's not Max Verstappen who's inspiring me right now. Aap hain who's inspiring me right now. How can I apply if I want to go for F1? How can I apply as a racer? How can the viewers who are listening to you right now apply?
So a couple things. Thank you for bringing up that question. Couple things that I'm working on. A is that in Pakistan, we have a way to get your FIA license, which is license D, but it enables you to get to go internationally and start racing. It comes through karting. I am working on having a scholarship for that. So for 4 different people, that includes 2 people over 18, 2 people over under 18, male and female. And to that, I would say the reason for that is yes, as females, we have a lot of accessibility issues and we have a lot of permissions and wo, pata nahi kya, that our society has put on unnecessarily, absolutely unnecessarily. But the way I view life is what I've said initially. We have to normalize it, right? So I don't want to just inspire females. I want to be there for the youth, right? Male or female, as long as they can deliver those results, is how I view it. Because once you step on an international level, that discrimination kind of starts going away, and you have to compete. Aapke samne koi bhi aayega. I'm pretty sure like Warda and Hamna are there dealing with life, surrounded by a lot of like male colleagues, and yet they have to deliver similar results, to keep their space. So no, you had it too easy. So what I'm trying to yeah, so that would be the step 1 to get that, and you can get it through Motorsports Association of Pakistan. That is that, and then unfortunately you kind of have to compete internationally. Abhi, the closest thing is Dubai or Bahrain. I have been teaming up with a lot of people internationally who are willing to work with Pakistani talent and Pakistani drivers. So coming soon, developing it. At the end of the day, the goal is ki sa Pakistan lana hai. So that's a whole different thing that I'm overtaking on. Magar, inshallah. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. By the way, just on a lighter note, biryani with aloo or without aloo?
Biryani is with aloo. मुझे नहीं पता कि आलू के बगैर लोग बिरयानी क्यों खाते हैं.
Exactly, right? Exactly. I don't know about Miss Verda या Miss Amna, but आलू के बगैर कोई बिरयानी नहीं होती. Sorry.
With Alu.
Yes.
With Alu.
Where there's just like changing her parties right now. She's like, "Aate Alu ke saath."
I might as well not say anything.
Okay.
My
so
only
in the
point,
previous
yeah.
question, where are you from, Pakistan? Like, which
Yeah,
city
Lahore.
did you-
I'm from Punjab, Lahore.
Okay.
मेरे accent से नहीं लगता. Do I
Same,
sound too much of a
same.
burger बच्ची? I feel like Punjabi आ जाती बाहर थोड़ी सी.
So we have Hamna from Lahore, or me and Tahir are a little bit of burgers. Not burgers, but we are from Islamabad, so yeah, you can say us.
By default.
मैं
by
क्या
default.
कहूँ?
By default, yeah.
No, I have my brothers they live in Karachi, और मैं ज़्यादातर लाहौर ही जाती हूँ तो I'd say I'm from Lahore, I guess.
Zabardast. Can we do a short rapid fire round if you don't mind?
Yeah, no, 100%. Let's do it.
All right, I'll start. Biryani wala question to ho gaya, but what's your best pre-race meal?
M&M's.
Really, M&M's? Is that allowed? Is
I
that
don't-
even allowed? Matlab,
I don't do caffeine, so I have to run on sugar.
Oh.
That's why it produces me.
So no caffeine at all.
No caffeine at all.
all
I
right.
can-
What's your
I
favorite
can
track
follow.
to drive on?
Pitts International Raceway.
And to put more
Dream
perspective,
Track Spa.
why not? One word to describe your helmet design.
Boring right now. It's all black, but I will fix it.
That is so
All
good.
right. Coffee or tea?
No caffeine at all.
No caffeine at all, but I'll take क्या से कहते हैं, those herbal teas.
अच्छा
like experiment
अच्छा नहीं
into
थोड़ा
this.
थोड़ा सा देसी आते हैं. You come to Pakistan, right? Somebody asks coffee or chai. What do you take?
Pani. Please.
All right. A bit personal, but what's on your playlist right now?
That's on my playlist right now. I believe. One second. Oh, Arcane. I know there was an Arcane song that was playing.
Wait, Arcane Netflix wala?
I love their playlist.
That is awesome.
I love the show
मतलब
as well.
शायद viewers को ना समझ आए, but that is awesome. Arcane lovers.
Everybody
in
should
the
watch
chat,
it.
maybe.
Watch it. Yes.
Exactly. Acha, if you could race anyone, dead or alive, koi bhi, who would it be?
I wanna honestly I'd like to race Piastri. I'm like a really big fan. And just to like share the track with him would be awesome.
That would be awesome indeed. One thing that you would change about F1 right now.
ये जो नए rules are about, you know, how much you can express yourself, I think take that away. We barely have a chance to express ourselves. And people say things when they're pissed off. It's okay.
Bilkul. Acha, my questions have ended. Virda, Hamna, do you guys have anything to say?
No, I don't have any more questions. It was
मैं बात नहीं करूँगी
really-
वृद्धा, मैं देख लेना.
अच्छा मैं आपसे पूछना चाहती हूँ कि we were talking about helmet design. So like, what kind of things do you like? Let's talk about it.
Okay, so
Sure.
I've got so many things to say. So, okay, I'm like a really like girly girl, you know, in terms of like, oh, I like things to look. So I wanted to look cute. I wanted to be like a little bit feminine, but I don't want it to be like dumping hot, you know. I don't want that.
Yeah.
This
is something in the middle of both of those.
Yes, and pehli baat, I think I hate the fact that my helmet is black. It was the cheapest helmet available at that time that I could get it. So I was like, okay, let me just get this. But now I'm finally gonna upgrade my helmet. So I'm thinking about like abstract designs on it. I think those will look cool. And something for my race suit that I'm working on is I want an entire sleeve of charities, right? Like different charity organizations. To bring awareness, and I just want that entire sleeve to have like basically their logos. So that's what I'm trying to put on.
That would be
That's
awesome.
really cool thing.
Thoughtful.
No, thank you. And something like with like dogs, cats, you know, bunnies. don't care. Put a fish on. Actually, I don't like fish. I have a bias against fish lives. Okay, other than that, something that on the helmet.
So you're
Not
all
like
about
bunny
fun.
ears.
So you're all
Yeah.
about fun.
Yes. Do you guys have pets?
Yeah, I do have a pet. I have a cat. It's a really
Aw.
pretty cat.
So do send me pictures.
Yeah, surely I will.
Okay, Hamna, you got 2 questions.
I
don't
would say
actually
Hamna, go for it.
I don't have any questions. I planned all these questions and everything. So abhi my mind
You're out of it, like
will do its
I get
limit.
it. All right, guys, it was really fun. Thank you. And if there's anything else I could answer, if my story was too morbid, I can answer that question again in a less morbid way. There's not a problem.
I think it was perfect. It was short, natural, and you were amazing as always. And thank you so much
Thank you.
for being with us because we were planning this for so long. And
Yes.
strategies, we changed our work and we changed a lot of things, and it got lost in the middle. But thank you so much for cooperating with us. And
Things happen. No worries. It's an honor. I appreciate you guys taking time and dealing with me. So thanks.
thanks to you for
And
taking
one thing
time.
I would like to add in the end, that you have an awesome energy, like super awesome.
No, thank you. Stop giving a shit about what people are going to say क्योंकि लोगों ने सिर्फ बोलते रहना उनका और कुछ करने को काम नहीं है. Like seriously, genuinely, like I'm telling you, or the second that you will start delivering results, the second you'll see even like 0.00002% of success, right? All of these people suddenly इनके mood change हो जाएंगे, बातें change हो जाएंगी, हमेशा से supportive हो जाएंगे, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so
Like,
having this off the record, I have experienced it a lot.
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
tremendous amount.
Yeah, like genuinely, like I'm at a point where I'm like, you know what, you want to talk, या तो आके खुद कर लो, या तो मुझे करने दो. So that's how I work
Facts.
with.
Ma'am, you have to share your socials with us. You can
Yes.
probably quote it in the video as well, because जो मैं पहले आपसे कह रहा था ना कि you're not just an inspiration for all the girls around, you're inspiration for me as well. And I'm pretty sure कि जो भी आपको देखेगा ना, he is going to inspire. He or she, they're going to be inspired. So do share your, I believe, Instagram handle.
Yes. So that's why I primarily want मैं अपना TikTok build करने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ, मगर honestly, I hate TikTok. It's a lot.
Yes, we all do.
Yeah, but no, thank you guys. I appreciate you all the time. But yeah, Baki, I'd say that's it. If you guys need to want me to re-record anything, answer anything again, let me know. I do have some time, so we could work through that. Okay.
Thank you so much,
Oh.
ma'am. That was
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck for your next podiums, inshallah.
Thank you, inshallah. Allah Hafiz. Bye bye.
Allah Hafiz. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.